So hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. I hope you guys are doing great. So in this video I'm going to show you how you can model this pumpkin man using the blender. So without any further delay, now let's get started tutorial. So first of all, I'm just going to open my blender, and here you can see this is the same file, this pumpkin man. So first of all, we'll create this pumpkin, then we'll create the hands, then we'll create the legs, shoes and other thing also. Okay, so first of all, I'm just going to open a new file. So now I'm just going to delete this cube first of all, and then I will add one UV sphere here. Yeah, and then I will go to the top view, and after that I will go to the edit mode of this sphere, and then I'm just going to select some edges from this UV sphere, and you can choose according to you. Okay, you can choose any kind of edges, but make sure you maintain the shape of this pumpkin. Okay, so right now I'm going to choose some edges, so you can see here. So I think it's done. Okay, so then I'm just going to scale those edges. So for that I will use the scale tool, something like this. Yeah, I think that's fine. Okay, and after that I will select this middle vertex, and then I'm just going to enable my proportion editing, and then I'm just going to move this part to inside, and you can just decrease the size of this brush so we can easily make some shape, kind of pumpkin shape. Yeah, same thing I will do from the bottom side as well. Yeah, I think that's fine to me. Yeah, it's look fine. So now I'm just going to add subdivision modifier on it, but before adding the subdivision modifier, I'm just going to scale little bit this part, something like this. Okay, then I will apply the scale, and then I will add the subdivision modifier. So here you can see we have a almost a pumpkin shape here. Here you can see it's looking fine to me. Okay, I'm just going to add the smooth, then I'm just going to split this screen, and then I'm just going to change this to the image editor from here. So now I'm just going to open my render file. So this is my render file. I think I should pick from here. Yeah, so now we can see the reference basically. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to do some little bit editing on it. So for that I'm just going to make little bit organic feel, so we can pull this part and we can just do little bit inside, so it will not look like a symmetrical. Yeah, I think that's fine to me. So now we'll create this part first of all. So for making this part I will use the cylinder, and I'm just going to keep this cylinder here, going to scale it. I think that's fine, and then I will just go to the edit mode of this cylinder and select the top face, and then I'm just going to extrude it, and then I'm just going to the move it. But make sure before doing the move you disable your proportion editing. So yeah, it's looking fine to me, and we can rotate little bit, something like this. And then I'm just going to do one more time extrude, and same thing will do. I'm just going to move it something like this, then I'm just going to rotate it and do little bit of scale. So I'm just going to repeat this command. So after that I'm just going to add the bevel on it, and then I will add the subdivision modifier, so it will look something like this. Okay, you can fix those things after adding the bevel. Yeah, it's look fine to me, I think. Yeah, it's looking fine to me. We can do one more time extrude if we want. So I will do extrude, then I will move it little bit downside, then we can rotate it and we can scale it as well. So I think it's look fine to me. Then we'll create this leaf part. So for making this leaf part I will use the default shape. It's called star shape. So I will use from the here star C, and make sure you set this point to the 4 only. Yeah, I think 4, yeah, maybe 5 you can take it. Yeah, 5, it's fine to me. Okay, and after that I'm just going to convert this one to the mesh. So here you can see, and then I'm just going to add the subdivision modifier on it, and we can add also solidify modifier, and we can keep this modifier to above this subdivision, so it will look like this. So now we can increase the thickness and this viewport level as well. We can do shade smooth. So now I'm just going to keep it here. Just going to scale this part, and from the front view I'm just going to see where we can fit this. So I think this is the good place, and then I'm just going to use again this proportion editing and just keep this one to something like this. Just move it outside, and those things should be move it upside. Okay, so then we can change this solidify mode simple to complex, so it will keep the thickness similar to the every angle. Yeah, it's looking fine to me. Okay, then now I'm just going to create the leg part. So for making the leg part I will use the cylinder same, and I'm just going to scale this part something like this, and we can keep it here. So first of all I'm just going to use the bevel, and then I'm just going to add the subdivision modifier pressing the Ctrl 2, and then we can just extrude it pressing the E and then extrude. So I think that's fine. We can increase the little bit side more. Yeah, and then we'll duplicate this one pressing the Shift D, and we have to just define the axis, and make sure it should be little bit behind from the center line. Yeah, that's fine, and we can keep it little bit upside, so it will be spare nicely this part. Okay guys, so I think that look cool to me. And then we'll create the shoes part. So for making the shoes I will add the one cube here, then I will just scale this cube and keep it here, little bit of scale one more time, and then I will just extrude this part. Yeah, we can stretch this part something like this. Yeah, I think that's fine to me. And now I'm just going to apply the scale first of all, then I will go to the edit mode of this cube and going to one edge loop here in between, and then I will select this upper face and going to extrude it something like this, and make sure you delete this part, this face basically. And I think we should match this one to this leg, and something like this. Yeah, I think that's fine. So then I'm just going to add the one subdivision modifier pressing the Ctrl 2, and you can add from the here as well, so it will look like this. So make sure first of all increase the viewport level. So first as loop I'm just going to add here, should be here, and then I will add one edge loop here as well, and then I'm just going to keep it little bit downside. Then I will do Ctrl B for the bevel this edge and add one edge in between here, and then I'm just going to select this edge, and then I will do scale inside. It should be little bit inside, not too much. Yeah, I think that's fine to me. Okay, and then we'll select this part, and we'll press the E for the extrude, and then I'm just going to scale it something like this. And after that I'm just going to add one supporting edge loop here. Okay, and then I will just select this one also again, and then I will do extrude inside. We can just keep it little bit upside. Then I will do extrude, and right now I will do inside something like this, and make sure you extrude from inside as well. So we can select this edge and keep it little bit upside, so it will create a nice circle here. Okay, and we can just scale this part as well, and we can keep this edge little bit mid side. So you can see it looking nice to me. And if you want to increase the size of this shoes, so you can stretch this, you can stretch those vertices something like this. So you can see now it's looking fine. Okay, and then we can add the shade smooth, so it will look like this, and we can just scale it a little bit like this, so it will look more organic. Okay, yeah, I think that's fine to me. So we have to just duplicate this shoes from the other side as well. Okay, rotate this part little bit like this, but before rotating, make sure you just set the origin point to the center of this geometry, so then it will rotate very nicely. But right now it's not rotating according to this circle. So for that, what you can do, you can just select this cylinder, and you can set this you can press the Shift S, and you can set the cursor to select it, so it will select something like here. Then we can change the origin to the 3D cursor, and we can just rotate it very nicely according to this cylinder. And same thing we'll do with this shoes as well, like this. So our leg part is also done. Then we'll create the hand. So for creating the hand, I will use the curve. This is a basic curve, it's called a path. I'm just going to rotate it 90 degree and keep it here. Okay, and I just want to delete 2 vertices from the here, because we'll add according to our requirement. And then I'm just going to the edit mode and going to just move this part to here, and we can move it here, we can move it here. Yeah, bang, we done. We almost done with this hand. Yeah, I think it's looking fine to me. If you want to add some other detailing, so you can add from this curve, but that's looking fine to me. Okay, and then we can just go to the object properties, and from the here I'm just going to increase the depth. So I think that much is fine to me. Yeah, and then we'll convert this part to the mesh, something like this. And then I'm just going to the some editing. So first of all, we'll add the subdivision modifier on it, and then we'll select this edge, going to extrude it, and then I will just scale it something like this. We can scale one more time, and we'll do one more time. Okay, and then we'll press the F3 and search the grid fill. Yeah, so it will fill like this. Okay, and we'll add the one edge loop in between here. so it will look like more sharp area from here. And if you want to move this elbow a little bit outside, so you can move it from here. Otherwise you can enable the proportion editing, so it will move very nicely. Sorry, see, yeah, it's look fine to me, I think. Yeah, then we'll just duplicate this hand. So for that I will set this origin point as a world origin, and then I will just set this origin to the 3D cursor, and then I will add the mirror modifier on it, and then I will change the axis to the axis to the Z. So here you can see it will automatically duplicate this part. So guys, we are almost done. So now we'll create this shoes laces. For that I will add one cube here, and I'm just going to scale this cube and keep it here. Going to scale it, then I will just apply the scale, then I will do Control 2 for the subdivision modifier, and then to it scale it. Make sure increase the subdivision level, and just to shade smooth, and just do it a little bit like this. And from the front view we can set the angle. So here you can see guys, we are almost done. So now we'll create this face part. So for making this face part I will use again cube. So I'm just going to add one cube here, and then I'm just going to scale it and keep it outside. Yeah, I think here is fine. Then I'm just going to scale something like this, and after that make sure you apply the scale. Then you have to just go to the edit mode and select the side edges, and then you have to just do the Control B for bevel and just add some edge loop here. Yeah, I think that's fine, looking fine to me. And then you have to just switch the X-ray mode and just move those vertices downside, so it's looking like a mouth shape. Okay, then you have to just add the boolean modifier and just select this cube and change this visibility to the wire. Sorry, from here display as a wire. So you can see now we have a perfect hole for a mouth, so we can just adjust from the here. So I think that much is fine to me. And if you want to hide this part, so you can hide from the here as well. Okay, and if you want to scale it, so you can scale this part so that mouth size will be increased it. If you want to do some editing, if you want to increase this part, so you can increase from the here as well. So it's free to edit. Then I'm just going to make the teeth part. So for making the teeth part, I'm just going to add one plane here and change the align as a view, and then I'm just going to keep it outside and keep it here. Then I'm just going to apply the scale first of all, then I will add the subdivision modifier on it and just select the both vertices and just scale it, and make sure increase the viewport subdivision level. And then I'm just going to add the solidify modifier and make sure keep it upside from the subdivision, and then you can increase the solidify modifier size. Yeah, I think that's fine to me. And we can use the shade smooth as well. Now we can keep it here both. Yeah, we can decrease the size first of all, and now I'm just going to do duplicate. So I will do duplicate in the edit mode. It will be easy to edit. Yeah, so here you can see we are almost done. Okay, so now I'm just going to do some further editing, further detailing, then we'll add the texture on it. Okay, so here you can see guys, I did some editing. Okay, I just set this very nicely and I did some correction here also. So now we are ready to do the add some shader on it. So first of all, I'm just going to add the plane and just keep it here and just scale it something like that. So I'm just going to add one floor here basically, and then I will just extrude it. Sorry, I will extrude only one edge, pressing the 2. Yeah, and then I will just do bevel, pressing the Ctrl 2, and it looks like a floor. Okay, then I will go to the front view, then I will set the camera, pressing the Alt Control 0. So yeah, it's looking fine to me. Okay, so first of all, I'm just going to switch my shading panel, shading mode. So right now we don't have any texture, so we'll again split this screen, and I will change this image editor, and again I will open this image. Yeah, so from here we can see we have a texture here first of all. So I'm just going to add that texture which is I have created in Illustrator. Here you can see. Okay, if you want this texture file, so you can download from the description, that will be free for my all subscriber. So now I'm just going to add a new shader on it, and then I will change the base color to the image texture, and I'm just going to locate this texture. So I'm going to open it, and yeah, so from here you can see that texture basically. So I'm just going to open it. So right now here you can see we need to unwrap this one, so because that texture is going to stretch it out, so first of all we need to unwrap it. So what I'm going to do for that, I'm just going to add the projection mapping. So how we can do, I'm just going to the edit mode of this sphere, then I will select the all faces, pressing the 3, and then I will do U, and here you can see the projection from the view and bonds. So when you did this, so you will see something like this. Here you can see. Okay, so what we have to do, we have to just go to the UV editing section, and from here we have to just scale the texture basically. So I'm just going to scale it down. Yeah, it's looking nice to me. Okay, and if you want to move it anywhere, you can move it. So here you can see it's looking fine. Okay, and then I'm just going to add the color on this part, green color basically, so which is I have already created. Here you can see this is the material 003, and we'll add the texture on this leaf as well. Yeah, and then we'll add the lighting. So first of all, I'm just going to switch my rendering mode, and then I'm just going to add one light to the top side, something like this, and you can set this to 250, and then I'm just going to duplicate this light and just rotate it and just scale it, something like this. First of all, this mouth face, so we can just hide from the here. Okay, but here you can see we can still see the texture behind this teeth. So what we can do for that, we can just apply this subdivision modifier, and then we can go to the edit mode, and we can also apply this boolean. Then we will go to the edit mode and select this face, and then you can just go to UV editing section and just move it. Same thing you will do with this side as well, and just move it somewhere else. Okay, and then you can select this inside face, and you can add one texture on it. You can assign the same texture and assign it, and then you can make a little bit darker so it will show the inside depth. Basically, for the teeth you can use the normal white color. Okay, and here you can have already set up the lighting. We have to just change the some value of this lighting, so we can take 2200. We can change this one to 150. Okay, and when you rotate it, here you can see, you will see also that face behind this. So you have to just go to the again the edit mode of this and select the all faces. Yeah, maybe you can select this only those faces, and you can just move it somewhere else so it will not show. Here you can see. Okay, and now you can take the render, and when you take the render you will find something like this. So that's how you can make this pumpkin man using the Blender, and I hope you learned something from this video and you get some idea how you can create a pumpkin, and how you can create the shoe, and how you can create the teeth, everything. Okay, and if you want the texture of this file, so you can download from the description. That will be free for my all subscriber. That's it for this tutorial, guys, and thanks for watching this video, guys. If you learned something in this video, please hit the like button, hit the share button, and subscribe my channel. Also, if you have any queries, if you have any suggestion, please let me know in the comment box. I will definitely reply your comments. So bye bye, take care, and stay home, guys.